Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. So for today's look, we're going to be using the new Glamlite cake palette. You can use my code JDESTV to save some money. So if you guys want to see how I did this look, then please keep watching. The first shade I'll be picking up is this color called Cranberry, and I'm going to really pack that in the crease area by using patting motions. And as you can see, it is very pigmented. So I'm just going to take a little bit at a time and then just apply that in my crease. Now I forgot to mention that I did apply some concealer to prime my eyelid to start off with. I usually use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer, but you can use any base that you'd like. Next, to blend this out, I'll be using the shade called Ube, and I'm going to take this on this blending brush. I will link them down below. And so what I'm going to do is start off by taking a little bit of product at a time with very tiny circular motions. I'm just going to start blending this upward like so. And these blend out really nicely, so you don't have to put in too much work. But of course, blending is a process. So I'm just going to buff this upwards until I can get it as soft as I can. But I will fast forward this part so you guys can see the process. Now I'm just taking a little bit more of that first shade, Cranberry, and I'm going to apply a little bit more in the crease just to deepen things up since we lost a little bit of intensity as we were blending it out. And then here I'm going to take some more of that purple shade and just blend it slightly before we move on to the next step. And as always, when blending out, I'm using a very light hand. I know it might seem a little bit rough here just because I'm fast forwarding it, but I promise you it's not. So here I'm going to drag the Cranberry shade on the bottom lash line, and then I'm going to blend it out with Ube again just to give it a really like a halo effect. I guess that's what you can call it. Next I'll be doing a half cut crease. Now I'm using the same concealer that I primed my lids with. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer in, I believe, the shade Light 40N, but I will double check and put that in the description box for you. Next, I'll be using a small e.l.f. concealer brush with the shade called Raspberry, and I'm going to do kind of like a rainbow liner here. I'm going to start off on the first corner, and I'm just going to pat that on. I did not set the concealer with anything. I'm going to go straight in with the colors themselves, because I find that this way they will stick to the concealer best, and they kind of pop a little bit more also. So I'm just going to layer that color and then move on to the purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, like colors of the rainbow pretty much. Now as you can see here, I'm taking that purple shade called Ube and I'm applying it right next to that pink, and I'm using the same brush pretty much for each color. I'm just wiping it off as a towel as I go. So next I'll be taking the shade called Icy Mint, and I'm going to do the same thing. Here I'll be taking this lime green shade called Key Lime. Next I'll be applying the shade called Pineapple. Right after Pineapple, I'll be applying the shade called Peach. So now I'm going to clean up this mess with some more concealer and really get that line as sharp as I can. Now after you do this, just make sure to keep your eyes steady and not look too far back, because you will transfer the concealer and mess the whole thing up. So here I'm just going to pat the excess concealer down to make sure that everything is nice and smooth before I apply some eyeshadow to set it. Next I'll be going in with a white eyeshadow, and I'm just going to press that right on there just so that I can set the concealer so it doesn't go anywhere. Next I'll blend these edges together. I'm going to take the shade called Cranberry again and just pat that right on there. And I'll be blending the edge of Cranberry out with some more of that white eyeshadow. For mascara today, I'll be using the one by Benefit Cosmetics called Roller Lash Mascara. Next, I'll be applying some false lashes. If I find out the names of these, I will put them in the description box. And lastly, for my waterline, I'll be using this cream gel liner by ColourPop in the shade Insomniac. So this completes the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you want to see next. Have a blessed week and we'll see you next time.